Terp Succeed is a new program at the University of Maryland, and it is a college program for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities who would not typically be able to go to college. So these are students who may not have a diploma, they have a certificate of completion from a high school, and so they wouldn't be able to go through the typical application process and get in. They are not getting a degree. It's a 2-year program where they are receiving a certificate at the end from the Office of Extended Studies, but they do take classes like typical freshmen. They can live on campus if they want, join clubs. They are like any other freshman coming in to campus when they start.
And what is your role in the Terp Succeed program?
I'm Amy Diagati, and I'm the director of the program, so I'm the one who started it, got the funding to get it going, and I have been working in programs like this on and off for the last decade or so. There's about roughly 300 across the country, which sounds like a lot, but if you think of all the colleges and universities across the country, it's just really a small drop in the bucket to offer this opportunity to this population of students. So we didn't have any in Maryland, frankly, so I thought that this would be the best university to do it at, and so that's why we started here at College Park.
What kind of growth have you seen with Zach and Hari throughout this process?
Oh, the second semester is great because they have more confidence. I think as all freshmen coming back their spring semester, they can get around campus on their own. We have a whole support system of peer mentors, and these peer mentors are, connected to them pretty strongly and doing a lot of supports during particularly the first half of the first semester, and now they're able to arrange stuff with their mentors on their own, meet them places, and it's more developing friendships than needing to lean on them. I think they just feel comfortable on campus. They're willing to try new things, try new dining halls. Zach is auditioning for musical theater on campus and getting it, and Hari's working with the men's soccer club team, and trying a whole bunch. He's going to movies at Stamp now and to yoga sessions, and so I think it's just that comfort level, and they're able to ask better questions and I think fit in just like typical freshmen. I think a lot of freshmen the second semester come back feeling a little bit stronger, and they both definitely have as well.
Looking down the line, what do you hope, 5 years out, that this program is kind of looking like?
Oh, well, I'm hoping that it just continues to grow. I'm also hoping that because of this program, we can try to launch more programs like this across Maryland. So it's kind of the goal is to get a model started at the biggest university in the state, so there's no excuse that it can't open up anywhere else, and then help replicate this model. So 5 years down the road, I'm hoping that maybe there's another 1, 2, or 3 of them opening up. University of Maryland isn't for everyone, disability or not. It might be too big, too urban. So if a student wants to maybe go to St. Mary's or Towson or Frostburg, they should have that opportunity as well. So my goal is that this continues to grow here and just become, another program here that's always here at University of Maryland, always offered to this population, and then there's other similar programs that are at other universities in Maryland. That's really the goal.
Why do you think it's so important to have this program, especially at a big university?
Well, for this population of students, we've gotten better over the years of offering inclusion in the high schools. So students are included in all the activities and in the classes, and it's a great opportunity for students. And then everybody graduates, and a bunch of their friends go off to college, and others go off and get jobs. And so sometimes this population of students, they'll go out and get a job, but they're usually not full-time employed, they're kind of underemployed, and sometimes that there's not a lot of social activity going on. So all this full inclusion and doing what everybody else does ends at high school. So I think it's really, what do a lot of their peers do? They go off to college. And if somebody wants to get a better job than if they didn't go to college, that's how they do it. They go off and learn new skills and that just hasn't been an option for these students. So if somebody wants to really continue their education, get a better job, and do what all their peers are doing and enjoy campus life, they should have the same opportunity as everybody else.
What do you hope that the students who are in the Tour Pixie program get out of this, both Zach and Hari and the peer mentors?
Well, of course, we're hoping that they're going to advance their careers. So pick courses and internships on campus that really help them decide what they want to do for a job, and that they end up getting, again, a better job than if they didn't go to college. That's really the number one goal, I think, for anybody going to college. But I also, think it builds confidence and gives them a sense of the college community to be here and to have those experiences and to say, to tell people, I went to College Park, and these are the clubs I was in, this is what I did, and they're, a lifelong Terps fan. And I think it's just part of somebody's identity where they went to school, and they get to go on to a job and go on to their lives with that same experience. And I'm also hoping, because they're living on campus, moving away from mom and dad, like, all college students do, that they are developing some of those independent living skills that they would not have gotten if they didn't go off to college as well.
What do you think some of the challenges are that Zach and Hari face?
Well, like any other freshman coming in, it's a big difference, high school to college. So I think sometimes the academics and there's high standards held in these classes, and I think they're both learning that. I think the managing of your own time is another thing that all freshmen have to learn, and I think they need a little more structure in that. And then I think there is a challenge in developing friendships, sometimes for students with disabilities. And what's really nice is we have this whole peer mentoring program. So the students who are taking the peer mentoring course and the disability studies minor are really out there to try to facilitate a little bit of that and to normalize the whole process. So they're just hanging out with other students, and we're thinking that that's really helping, to help them be a part of normal activities, and to model just hanging out and being friends with somebody with a disability, I think, is huge.
Is there anything else that you kind of want to add?
I think just that we are so thrilled with our launch. We've completed one full semester. It's very exciting, and we are in the middle of the second semester. But to get this up and running, it took pretty much every department on campus, and every single department has been great. When we approached them, nobody said no, nobody even said why. Everybody said, oh, great, well, how can we do this? And we got the support from Dr. Jennifer Rice when she was the dean in the College of Ed to get started, and now she's our provost. So we have, a real champion that high up, and the president has tweeted about us, and, in student affairs, Patty Perillo really enjoys the program. So because of, I think, just a, leadership that understands that this is a real part of diversity, equity, inclusion, and have embraced it, the whole campus has embraced it. So we haven't felt any pushback, and everyone's been very inclusive. So that's been very exciting. Those have not been our barriers. So we've been able to keep pushing forward.
What are some of the barriers that you feel like you've been facing?
Well, what it is? It takes a lot of support for this program to be individualized and for the students to be successful. So it can be staff heavy, and because we're trying to build in this great peer mentoring program, there needs to be a lot of oversight, and so it's a constant search for funding so that we can expand the staff. I mean, we have 20 plus mentors with just 2 students, so we have 23 new applicants for the next fall. How many of those can we take? It depends on how many mentors and how many staff we have. So I think the battle is always trying to find some sort of funding that keeps us going so that we can continue to offer the customized supports that's really needed to make this successful. Okay.